Hello everybody, Modern World Emporium here, and for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at another video from Modern Dating here. So if you could please like and subscribe to their channel, I'm leaving a link in the description, and please leave a like and subscribe on my channel as well. So let's get right into their video.
Just found out a guy I went on a date with back in 2019 is getting married. Like, babe, how could you move on so quickly?
She found out that the guy she rejected years ago was about to get married. Now she regrets not taking the opportunity to secure him when she had a chance.
I would just like to say that I was talking to a man and I was like, are we gonna meet up or what? And he said to me, if you want to meet up with me, you have to ask me on a date. Whoa! Block!
What is wrong with asking him on a date? I love this. I love his energy. Get it. Stand on business, kings. So we both want princess treatment. He wasn't that interested in you. Why is she acting surprised by what he said? If she likes him and wants to get to know him better, it's perfectly fine for her to take the first step and suggest a date.
Alright, to start off, first off, I can't keep up with how many times the characters change on all of these channels. Like the little avatars they use to talk, that's just one thing. And second off, he's correct. Why, if she's interested in this guy, why is it such a bad thing that he wants you to make the first move? I thought we're supposed to be a partnership. Isn't that the whole point of being in a relationship or dating someone, to be like partners with them? So why is only he expected to make every single move, opening and closing, I'm assuming as well, in the relationship? Like, wouldn't you think you'd want it to be more on an equal ground? Isn't that what feminism taught you?
She might be thinking that it's not her role, that it's something men are supposed to do, but that's an outdated mindset. These days, whether it's a man or a woman, either can make the first move if they are interested. He is a confident man who knows what he wants, and he is not going to bend over backward just because someone is interested in him. He made it clear that if she wants things to move forward, she is going to have to make a move herself. If she doesn't, nothing will happen. He is showing her that he is not the type of guy who will chase just because a woman likes him, and that's why she needs to step up if she wants to keep things going. She might be new to this modern dating dynamic, but eventually, she'll realize that the old rules of waiting for a guy to approach are not as effective anymore. We are no longer as upfront as we used to be, and that is why some women have become proactive when it comes to this matter. They are actively making the first move. She will need some time to adjust, but soon she will understand that being passive isn't the best approach in today's dating world. The days of waiting for the man to always make the first move are fading.
And there is a lot of truth to that. In today's world, dating is just not the same as it used to be back in the olden days. A lot of these women seem to be confused, thinking that everything should still be under a traditional umbrella. But why would everything be under a traditional umbrella when they refuse to be traditional themselves? Yes, that is the big problem here. Men don't have a problem chasing you, asking you out on a date, taking you out on a date and paying. Men have a problem with the fact that you also want to act like a man. You want to be in charge. You want to have a say in everything. You want to make the decisions, but want all the traditional treatment that comes along with it. So they want you to pay for everything, take them out on dates, set up the dates, but they want to be a big girl boss who's dating multiple men and pretty much controlling everything outside of the financial aspect of the relationship. Men are waking up to this. Men are keen and tuned into this, and they just don't want it anymore. We've had enough.
She thinks that she discovered a new strategy to find a wealthy prospect, and she wants to share it with other women.
I just put up to the bar that I'm about to go in, and ladies, I'm about to give y'all a visual of how the parking lot should look. Wait, look at the men behind me. I'm about to give y'all a visual of how the parking lot should look before I go in the bars. I clearly didn't want to be too obvious because I'm going to go in the bar, but that's just a small indication of how the parking lot should look when you're out and about going on dates and looking for these rich men, because they're out here, baby. It's Tuesday, so listen, it's Tuesday night. It's like 8:45 and I'm out here. I really should have been out here a little bit earlier, but it's clearly the parking lot is still looking good. So
She thinks this is the best way to secure the bag, not realizing that most of those cars are leased.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I just have on my hair is all black. I don't have any baby hairs. Some light curls, some jewelry, looking demure. I have on a Gucci purse and a black dress with some sandals. So it's not nothing crazy, but my makeup is done and it doesn't look like a drag queen or anything. It actually looks very natural. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in the bar and see what's going on.
It always is funny to me how these women will tell on themselves about how boring they really are deep down. So the whole thing here is she is hunting for a rich husband. I'm sure she probably saw about this on social media, since these women are heavily influenced by social media and seem to have no thinking pattern outside of what TikTok tells them to do. And of course, she even has to throw in a TikTok reference there with the very demure thing of like, of course. And it's just really sad. He is also correct here. He says that in the video, he says that a lot of these cars are leased, and these guys aren't actually rich. They just make like enough money to lease a car like this and live a like a happy life with what they make. These women, it's just they have no thought process. They just think expensive car. This guy is rich and he's gonna want me. But what they also don't realize is men that are rich don't want women who treat them like a fucking ATM. Like, how stupid do you have to be to even have this thought process? Again, social media poisons these women's minds, and they quite literally think that they're above a 10. Like, they say that all women think they're 10s. Like, I don't even think it's just that anymore. I genuinely think women believe they're demigods at this point.
You're giving broke women vibes. All that energy. Make your own money. Vehicle doesn't determine if he's rich, young lady. Wealthy is better. Hit the golf course or country club. To get tricked by a lease vehicle is wild. She thinks a car is a sign of wealth when over 80% of vehicles are leased. She didn't show her car though. Girl, keep it to yourself and just get a job. It's easy to catch our attention. It's hard to keep it. This is a person who seems to lack understanding of what truly matters when looking for someone to build a life with or form a deeper connection. Focusing on the type of car someone drives does not tell you much, and it might just reflect their financial struggles. What she may not realize is that many people live beyond their means, spending money they don't have just to keep up appearances, and this is something she shouldn't ignore. While she's chasing after guys who flash their money, those same guys could be under a lot of financial stress. Meanwhile, she's likely overlooking men who are financially responsible and not interested in putting themselves in debt just to impress others. These are the ones who would make great partners, but she may miss them because she's only looking at the surface. There are better places for her to meet a great man who would be a good match. But I bet she thinks those men don't qualify simply because they don't flaunt their wealth. This is how people lose out on true blessings. They focus on the wrong things. If she put the same energy into bettering herself and finding a job, she probably wouldn't feel the need to check a car park before entering. At this point, it's evident that money is her issue, but she is not using the best strategy to get out of this situation. Why go through all the effort of finding someone to take care of you when you could get the money yourself? Independence is empowering, and the time spent on gymnastics to find a flashy guy could be used to improve her own life.
I gotta be real here. I don't think broke women vibes is the only thing that this is giving off. It's giving off absolutely pathetic and loser vibes on top of that. Notice how one of the comments here said she doesn't show off her own car, which I think is very, very interesting. So, of course, she is sitting here talking about what are essentially could be a bunch of leased cars. They are correct in the comments as well. She doesn't show off what her car looks like. And on top of that, your clothing is not that fancy, nor is your getup. So clearly, you are very broke yourself. So how can you sit here and say that you deserve a rich husband? You're hunting for a rich man. What do you offer to this rich man outside of a 5 out of 10 look scale and absolutely nothing else? I'm sure you can't cook. I'm sure she can't clean. Not that she would willingly do either regardless. Most women today will actively make sure they refuse to do these two things, even though they don't take care of anything else in the house. And that means she literally brings nothing to the table but expects you to bring everything to the table for her. It's just really pathetic shit. And these women are going to have a really, really rough time in the future. Like, they are not even going to be able to find bottom of the barrel men at some point when it comes down to it, because who would want to be with a person like this? It's really pathetic. And the fact that you're even posting this online for everyone else to laugh and point and laugh at you is also pathetic. But hey, thanks. It helps our channels grow and gives us stuff to talk about.
She found out the guy she rejected was about to get married. Now she wishes she didn't reject him.
Just found out a guy I went on a date with back in 2019 is getting married. Like, babe, how could you move on so quickly?
That was a great question. But was he supposed to be there waiting until she finished the adventure with Chad? He needed to look after himself, and that's why he moved on. And she should do the same.
Also, can I come to the wedding? Can I be the flower girl?
No, you cannot be the flower girl. Want to make them jealous? Let's get married. That will show them. She definitely gave up. All the dudes I dated are either married with kids, or in a long-term relationship. It's fine, because my life wouldn't be what it is now if I had settled so young. All my exes are married. This is the reality of modern dating. A lot of women are always looking for the next best guy, and in the process, they miss out on securing a good man who would have made a great partner. She was likely chasing after Chad, who could provide excitement and drama. But now, she's the one still single, while the guy who did not meet her standards found someone else who could see his value and appreciate what he brought to the relationship. In a way, what she did was actually a good thing. By rejecting him, she gave him the opportunity to meet someone who will likely give him the love and respect he deserves. Sometimes rejection is a blessing, and in this case, it worked out in his favor.
As Donald J. Trump himself would say, many such cases. These women who literally will go on and on and on with stalking you even after you broke up with them years ago. I mean, she literally said it herself right here, 2019, and it's currently 2024. And you're still social media stalking this guy to find out that he was married. Like, are you kidding me? Then what makes this even funnier is, like they say here in the video, is how she basically expected him to wait for her while she went out and screwed Chad and Tyrone. Chad's and Tyrone's probably provided her with the excitement she wanted in her life. Like they say here, the drama. They want these men who don't care about them, don't give a shit about them, treat them like absolute shit, even though they claim they don't. But they really love these kinds of men because they keep things exciting for them. Like, don't always give them what they want. Don't necessarily agree with them on everything. And then, of course, they end up dumped and alone. While, like they said, the man who didn't meet her standards is living a great and happy life. I am so happy for him. And I am also so happy for her to be in the predicament that she is. Because think of all the good men she rejected because they just weren't exciting enough for her.
At this point, she probably regrets turning him down because she likely wishes she was in the position of the person he is with now. If that was not the case, she wouldn't feel the need to make a video about it. Her reaction shows that she is reflecting on her decision and realizes she missed out. But that is how lessons are learned. Next time, she will think twice before rejecting a good guy just because he does not fit some unrealistic ideal. In the end, he was the one who benefited from the rejection. He is likely in a happier and healthier relationship now. As for her, this experience will serve as a reminder that sometimes what you're looking for is right in front of you. You just have to recognize it before it's too late.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty crazy how she more than likely is regretting this decision. And it's pretty funny, like I said before, She had to social media stalk him in order to find this information out, only for her to get upset about it. She's probably sitting here running all these possibilities through her head, but we also know what else is going on in her head as well. She is sitting here trying to justify how he was just such a shitty guy and how she was totally in the right for dumping him originally, and how it was just a fluke that he's married, or how this poor woman that's marrying him is going to have such an awful life while she's going to have such a great one, banging Chad and Tyrone every other day, probably more at this point, because that's how women in today's world are. But yeah, these women, they will go online, they will make their little stupid videos about how, they're so much happier than you and how they're living such a better life than you. And it is just pathetic stuff.
One thing we can all agree on is that he is a smart man who knows exactly what he is doing and what kind of energy he wants around him. It's obvious he wants nothing to do with his ex, and it would not be surprising if she once told him he wasn't making enough while they were together. As soon as she saw his life improving, she came running back, hoping to enjoy the benefits of his success. But he wasn't interested in sharing any of it with her, so he quickly sent her back to where she came from. The woman standing by his side now, she is proud of him. She knows she made the right choice. She probably took a chance on him when he didn't have much, and now she is reaping the rewards of sticking with someone who had potential. His success is now their success, and she is enjoying the benefits because she believed in him from the start. Based on his reaction, it's clear things didn't end well with the ex, and he has solid reasons for wanting to keep his distance. There's a sense of closure in the way he handled it. He's moved on and isn't interested in revisiting the past. He's smart enough to know that going backward isn't worth the hassle, especially when he's worked hard to get to where he is now. This situation shows that he is clear on his boundaries and knows how to protect what he has built. The woman who stood by him from the beginning is now the one enjoying the benefits, while the ex is left to regret her choices.
Many times these women will come crawling back once you've made enough money or you've, advanced enough in life, because women oftentimes see status as something they're extremely attracted to, and they can care less about whether they actually like you as a person or not. I understand that this is just a little skit that they put up here, a little 2-second long skit, but it is once again can be related back to many real world cases where men will leave a woman or they'll get left by a woman because they're broke or they don't make enough money or they don't have a good enough job. And then once the man, cleans himself up, gets a good career, gets a good savings going, all of a sudden the woman that rejected him originally comes crawling back about how she's finally ready to settle down and she's finally ready to be with him and he's finally good enough for her. But the question is she good enough for him? Because if you're such a low person that you're going to leave somebody when they're at their possibly lowest at life, simply because they don't have enough money to buy stuff for you endlessly, you're kind of a piece of shit person and don't deserve anything good in this world. And hopefully women like this will suffer for the rest of their life. But I don't think I need to tell you that. I'm pretty sure most people know that these women will suffer for the entirety of their lives. Anyway, there's a little section of this video I'm not going to cover. If you'd like to see it, please go watch the original. The link will be in the description. I'm going to call the video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.